First of all, I'm going to say happy Ramadan to all these Muslims all over the world. This month is a very special month. We love this month because it's not because we are fasting, it's because what's actually we do. And the most important things that we give a lot of Muslims, they give a lot of charities to the poor people because we do feel the hunger that all these poor people, they actually feel the hunger all year round. We only feel it for 1 month. So that's why this Ramadan is a very special to the Muslim. My season starts, I've got no season. When I finish my show, it's from the day after, I'll just click on, I'll start my season again. So there isn't a time for me to say back off a little bit, unless if some bad things happen really, that's I really have to back off a little bit to do on a deal what actually needs to be dealt with.
You're talking about injuries, things like that.
Yes, injuries, family, some business of things, some traveling around, whatever. This is it make you back off a little bit, but in general, your mind is always there, always thinking of your prep, your food, your training. So that's why you're a champion. That's why you are on the top of your league. So yeah, that's what I mean. It's always been on prep, always been thinking about what I do, always thinking about my next goal or what my next things that I'm gonna do as a bodybuilder.
The athletes that don't get there, that are the 12-week athletes that will never make it, what is the difference between preparing for a small show and a Olympia show, for example?
Well, for those people, they want to do well, and they do care about their names. It doesn't matter if it's a small show or it's an Olympia show. It's a preparation. You have to give yourself the time. It's exactly the same if you are prepping for a smaller show or a bigger show. Because imagine for me, myself, as Mr. Olympia, I want to prepare for a smaller show, for example, that's what I'm thinking of, to do another show, not the Olympia. And then, do I need to let myself to go to this smaller show, not looking as the same as the Olympia? No, I wouldn't. I would never go on stage if I'm not looking 100%, even better. There is a mentality. There is some people, they will say, yeah, it's a small show, let me just do it. Me, no. But these kind of people, I wouldn't agree. I wasn't gonna be happy if they're gonna do this kind of show. Always give myself time, at least 6 months. So that's why when we preparing for Ramadan and then there is a show, so we take it serious. We train, and then Ramadan, we back off a little bit, not stop completely. Maybe we do it 80%, not 100%. And then after Ramadan, maybe a week or 10 days, things are getting back to normal. If you lost some weight, you're gonna have it back straight away. So it's never been Ramadan's a month of, you will say, oh, it's Ramadan coming, I'm not gonna train, I'm not gonna bother. No. You keep going. I competed when I was fasting once in the Asian Championship before, and I still won my show. There's no excuse. It's the same. We treat it, but you need to be smart. You know exactly what to eat and when do you eat and when do you training. It depends if you want to be losing weight or you want to maintain. I'm not going to say you're going to put weight, but you're going to maintain what you've been doing before Ramadan.
For certain people that have weight loss goals, which is probably 90% of America, how can Ramadan, what are some of the benefits of Ramadan that can help them help with those weight loss goals?
That's a good question, because back in the Middle East or the Arab countries or the Muslim countries, actually, there's a lot of people, they take advantage of the month of Ramadan if they want to lose weight because they are fasting. So they fasting, they have a good special diet, because I know it's going to be difficult. When we break the fast, the food is completely different, a lot of food, and it's fried food and it's sweets and desserts, and it's very difficult. But if you want to lose weight, it's the good time to do it. A little program, which is we will actually do something and we will let you know what to do. A little good diet program, you could lose weight, and I will guarantee you lose between 10-15 kilos of that month if you do it right. But if you want to let yourself just train, you're going to be maintain what you got. You're not going to be adding weight, because you're going to be fasting for example 10 hours or 12 hours, and then after you cannot eat as much as what you are in normal days every 3 hours, because your belly is gonna be like small. If you eat, drink a little bit and then you eat, you're gonna be bloated. With a good diet, good program, is 100%, it's the time to do it. It's not for just Muslim people. Even if you are like non-Muslim people, you could try it. And if you are really difficult, I think you will have a good time to lose good weight.
Let's say with the training and the nutrition part, what's the most difficult part?
It's there is no that big difficult, but there is kind of things which is, it depends actually what you are onto. So for example, I am in my prep at the moment. The difficult things, if I show whatever I'm sure I'm doing after Ramadan, maybe I will say for 8 weeks or something like that, that's a good time. After Ramadan, you could actually get back into it quickly. 8 weeks is very good time, enough, but you need to be doing a very strict Ramadan diet plus your training. I know, you're gonna lose a little bit of weight, but you're gonna have it back. The difficult things, you're not gonna add weight. So if you're aiming like to get bigger, it's very, very, very difficult.
It's not the time to bulk during Ramadan.
No, because as you know, if it's not Ramadan, the last 8 weeks, you could actually get big. You get bigger and leaner. Ramadan is difficult. We're gonna lose, even like if you train, the first thing what you need to do, if you are competing, you have to train after breaking the fast. 2 meals, and then you'll do training, and then you finish up, you're gonna stay up all night. You're gonna eat your meals. That's if you are competing. So you maintain, maybe you lose 3-4 kilos. And then after 1 week, you're gonna get them back straight away. It's not gonna be difficult.
How do you prepare in February for Ramadan?
It's
February and March.
Yes, it's definitely a good question, and it's you hit the points. That's what we said, because we're gonna lose 3-4 kilos. So we're gonna add our food intake before Ramadan, so to prep, and then whatever weight we're gonna lose it in Ramadan. For example, we lose 4 kilos. We're gonna add at least 3-4 kilos before Ramadan. We're gonna add our food intake. So when we get that more, and then wherever what we lost in Ramadan, so we came back into the point that where we started, so it's not gonna hit. So it depends what you do. You need to be professional. You need to know how to do it. So it's gonna be like, it's not a problem. You could actually catch up, and you could actually make it, and to be the good look and good shape in Ramadan. So you need to start before Ramadan for 3 months, and then Ramadan hits like in between, in the middle, and then you got 3 months. It's a good timing. Nothing is gonna be a problem. The only thing is maybe if you are like working, or if you are like having a normal job during the daytime, that's where it's gonna be difficult. That's the most important, that's the most difficult thing. If you have like a daytime job, it's gonna be a little bit difficult.
Because of Ramadan, this is probably the best shape you'll get into. One of the best shapes besides the Olympia. Maybe your second best shape will be during Ramadan, and you might be able to even compete, and you have competed.
Yeah, actually, I did compete. Like I remember, like when I was an amateur, I did one of the Asian Championship. I was fasting because I know the Asian Championship is not a really tough show. So I said, why do I break the fast and then I need to return that day to get that day back? So I said, I'm gonna be on stage like when I was fasting, and I did, and I won the show. So it's not because why? Because I started early. I prepped, and I knew Ramadan is coming. So hey man, if you have your things set up in time and you know what you're doing, things are gonna work. Yes, it's not gonna be the same condition or the same look as the when you're not fasting, but 80% you look good. You're gonna be looking like good enough when to win the show, which is like what I said, I won the show. So. But you're gonna give your time, you give yourself time.
It's not ideal for you. You wouldn't want to be in the situation where you're just targeting shows right during Ramadan to just be whatever. This was probably a show that was important and you needed to be there. Like you're saying, I know you, and you would never want to just be enough to be on stage to compete. You want to look
Oh God,
crazy,
yeah, 100%.
I mean?
Me, yeah. I don't want to be just doing, but because this show, I was like representing Qatar, and I was like competing for them. This is like one of these 2 important shows. We do the world champion and the Asian champion. So this 2 is like under my contract. I have to do them. And then actually that time, that competition came into Ramadan. As you know, Ramadan every year is like a different time. So it came into that time. Few people with me, they break their fast because they need to load up and, you know, carb loading and all these things. With me, I said, I am ready, so I don't have to, which is I've been winning the show. I've never ever lost the Asian Championship. I won it maybe 11 years in a row. So, yeah, so it's like, I done it and I won it. So I didn't have to.
When are you going to change it to the Kamal Elgargni Asian Classic?
Well, I mean, yeah, and it is. I won, actually, to be honest, the only year that in Qatar, they Asian Olympic Games, and they put the actually bodybuilding. As you know, bodybuilding is not an Olympic game. So they manage, the government, the country, the government, they manage, because it's been held in Qatar, so they add bodybuilding in it. And I won the Olympic Asian Games.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I got an Olympic Games as Olympics medal as a bodybuilder.
But what's the difference when you're not in the environment that supports it? That, you know, I know you're disciplined and everything, but how do you maintain that discipline?
It's definitely different. I mean, you know, when you're not in your like country or whatever, the environment where it's like the Muslim country, it's different, because they really, this month they take care of it big time. Even at the TV like programs, they actually plan all year round what they're gonna be shown at the TV. So it's completely different. You turn the TV on, you're gonna see like programs, you're gonna see like scenes, like you see a lot of things, like it's the feeling of it, the smell of it, it's unbelievable. So we are here now. Yes, there is a great community all over, especially Tampa. There's a big community, but it's not the same, first thing, because the rest of my family are back home. They are in Libya, and it's a different feeling. This is when we feel that we are like lonely and away from, like we are abroad, like we're not enjoying our family. So we're gonna be calling them and ringing them the first day, and then you see like the picture with your brothers and cousins and nephews and niece and all together, and you're not. So it's not easy. That's the only thing is not really, the feeling is not the same. But here you come out, it's a bit difficult because everything is open. All shops is open, all coffee shops is open, everything is open. With there, no, they open at night. So even the feeling after you break the fast and then you go to the mosque, you do a prayer, and then you go out, people, they stay up all night. As a bodybuilder with us, if we are dieting, if we are doing, we compete in shows, so we still keep ourselves to ourselves. So we don't involve into this environment even when we were there. There is not enough time at night. So you're gonna train, you're gonna eat your meals. So if you go out, you're gonna miss one of your meals. So we're gonna be having, for example, this during Ramadan, you're lucky if you could squeeze 4 or 5. So it's gonna be 4:30. You're gonna give yourself time. You cannot just eat and then adhan and sleep, and then you're gonna be you can't sleep because your belly full of food and you sleep and you're gonna yeah. So you cannot. So we give ourselves at least, we'll say half an hour. So because we can drink in a little bit of water and everything, so we're not gonna be bloated. So from 4:30, and then we break the fast 8 at night. So our first meal here, you're gonna be tricky. So if you wanna hold your weight, if you wanna maintain, if you're prepping for a show, like for example, 2 weeks, 2 months or 3 months after, you're gonna maintain actually what you built before Ramadan. So we're gonna try have as much protein as we can. You're gonna get thirsty during the day, especially if you are actually working during the day, and then you come at night, you're gonna be thirsty, you're gonna be drinking. Here, you're gonna be very careful. So if you drink a lot of fluid, you can't eat. You cannot eat, so you need to balance it.
We were talking about the full tank. You have 100%, and you can do 50-50, 70-30.
Exactly. So I think we're gonna do, as to keep your weight, we're gonna do 70-30. So 70 food and 30 is liquid. That's good for us to keep weight. Opposite if you wanna lose weight. So 70 liquid and 30 food. So for example, me, what I'm gonna be doing, I'll break my fast with my protein shake and some dates. So the carbs are gonna be from the dates, a little bit. I'm gonna be 4 or 5 maximum dates, dry dates, and my protein shake, which is around 40 grams. But I wouldn't mix it with water, like have, like, you know, 300 grams of water. No, I will do it as like pudding, you know, mix it with a little bit of water, have it as a pudding. So I have that with the dates, I wouldn't feel bloated. Then after half an hour, I can have my proper solid meal, which is like, we prefer in Ramadan to have fish. Why? Because, you know, fish is very easy to digest, the food. We're trying to have something to eat, it doesn't stay here. Doesn't stay in the belly. So as a quicker as digest and go through, it's better to be ready to have a second meal. Normally we give ourselves like 2.5, 3 hours between meals. But now, because shorter time, so we have meal every 2 hours to have enough food. We're talking about maintaining our mass or weight, what we did before Ramadan. So I will have that, like what I said, my first meal, and then I have, for example, like say 12 ounces of chicken with a cup of rice, and then I'll go to the gym. When I go to the gym, because you are training, here is a chance to drink as much as you could fluid, because you're training, your body is sweating, whatever. So it
won't be stored in
exactly. It will be like gone straight in or whatever.
It's like fuel. You're just burning it off.
Burn it off. Exactly. It's definitely the good time when you have it. Afterward, you can have a shake as well with actually liquid. You don't have to do as an so you use a little bit more liquid on it, and then you sip. So after 2 meals, and then you could have every now and then a sip of like liquid water. That's what you need to drink. So after that, we have like the shake straight after training, and then we have a small meal, which is maybe more protein than carbs. And then, like what I said, half an hour before actually the last meal, that's when we're gonna have, like, for example, a biggish meal, because we're gonna be having all day with no food.
An hour before you shut down completely.
Exactly right.
So
if,
meals?
Yeah, 5 meals. If you're lucky, you have time. I think this year I think I could manage, because we are in America now, is a longer time. Last year in UK, to be honest, I was struggling to have even 4 meals. But within 3-4 years, I think will be different. But last few years, I mean, we stop 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then we break the fast nearly 10 o'clock at night. So there's about 6 hours, 7 hours maximum of breaking the fast. So I was very struggling. So hopefully this year is gonna work to my benefit, and then I will eat as much as I can to hold my size. People that wanna lose weight, so here it's gonna be different. They will better train before breaking the fast. I did that before. When I wasn't competing, I trained before. When I, like my show, like 7 months or whatever after, I did lose up to 8 kilos, nearly 10 kilos, because I do my diet, I train before. So when you train before and you do cardio, so you're fasting. That's when we say, what's the best time to do your cardio to burn fat? Fasting cardio. So exactly the same. You fasting all days, plus you do your training. I know you're not gonna train as good as, and as not as powerful as, but you still have a strength, you still have your cardio, you do your workout, you feel a little pump. I know you're not gonna be feeling exactly the same as not, and then you've got the day, the actual all night, controlling your diet, and then exactly 100% you will be losing good time. That's what we say is a good time to lose weight.
What time is it typically you sleep?
This is me, this is what I do, because I'm a professional, but still, I have a family. So it's still the same for me as work. I have to wake up in the morning, I have to take them to school, I have to bring them back, and I have to do the little runs as well. Yes, it's not the same as people, they have work like shifts, 8-hour shifts. It's difficult. I know it's gonna be very difficult for these people, but they could control things. As soon as they come back from work, for example, if they work like a day shift from 8 till 2 or 8 till 4, and then when they come back, they could sleep all the way till before they break the fast, and then they train at night. So it's gonna be very difficult for them, but for as an athlete or professional people, like, well, this is what their job or whatever, a little bit easier, because they could sleep, they could arrange, they could fix the time, where they train and what time they train during this month of Ramadan.
What are you sacrificing percentage-wise of your power and strength when you're working out at night? Let's say you're going 100, because you've been lifting very heavy in your videos. What percentage of that are you lifting at nighttime?
Maybe the first few days, maybe first week, it's going to be 80%. It's going to be 80%. But after 1 week, the body will get used to it, back into my full strength. And I've done it before, exactly, and I get back into my strength. All my weights, whatever I do, is exactly the same. I think 2 meals is enough. This is what I do now, actually. I have, like, even now, breaking the fast, I have 2 meals, and then I go to the gym. Yes, the atmosphere is not going to be the same, because I'll be in the gym in my own. This is thanks to the owner and the guys in the MI40 gym, because they close at 9. They're going to allow me to be using their gym, the facilities, after breaking the fast, which is, I'll be in my own. Big thanks to them for letting me use it, because it's a difficult time. In England, I have my own gym. I have my keys. I just do whatever I want. It's so easier. I was worried about it, to be honest. When I spoke to them, they opened their head to me. They made me very welcome. So yes, I'm gonna be training at night at the MI40 gym in my own. Really don't stop, guys, because it's a month is a long time to stop, especially if you are training all year and 1 month you stop. And as you know, bodybuilding, any sports, when you leave it for that long, it is gonna be, when you're gonna start like from zero. Is the good things you train before breaking the fast. It's a good time to shape up your body. If you want to lose some fat, it's fine, because you're not gonna think in going to a show. Train before. You train like hour and a half before you're breaking the fast. 1 hour training, not longer than that. That's more than enough. So, for example, you do 40 minutes of weight training, and then 20 minutes cardio. And then you go home, you have your shower, and then it's going to be a time to break the fast. You're going to be eating. Try to eat healthy, and to be honest, you're going to benefit, and you make very good shape in this month of Ramadan. When you say completely, no, I don't want to train. So when you're not training, you're going to eat crap. You're going to eat junk. You're going to eat whatever in front of you. So when you train, you feel guilty. Oh, just been to the gym. I don't want to. You eat a little bit, so you can't control yourself, because we gave that effort, and we've been to the gym. It's been hard, but you force yourself. You've gone there, so you're not going to eat everything. Maybe you eat a little bit. It's fine. But don't stop. Train before breaking the fast, like what I said, hour and a half, 40 minutes of just weight training, and then 20 minutes cardio. It's more than enough. You go home, you eat your meals, trying to eat cleanish, and it definitely is going to be the best thing you do.